Hey, Kisses from Kenya is produced by Democrats Abroad Kenya, but everything you hear in this podcast reflects our personal perspectives as, as Americans living in Kenya.
Yes, nothing we say should be taken as the official stance of Democrats Abroad Kenya, Democrats Abroad Global, or the Democratic Party. This is an entertainment space and not an official policy platform.
Thank you. Relates into something else. So
girl, you always got something going
no,
on.
But listen.
Between your legs.
Yeah, no. So it starts off with my birthday. So I'm gonna say something.
Hoochie self.
I'm going to say this one time and I won't repeat it just in case the guilty parties hear this. But for my birthday, which the message you completely ignored, but for my birthday,
I have already apologized.
I know it, but I wanted to
acting
say
like a Libra the way that you want to just keep relitigating.
No, but I'll just say this. At that time, because now there's no roster, at that time, the entire roster was involved. So
yeah, no, you told us that.
Yeah, but it made me think about how I eliminated the roster. And now, because I'm serious about this. And so last night, when you did your lecture, drunken lecture last night, there was the guy that you were standing next to. He was the other white guy that was there. He said, "Oh, don't I remember you from someplace?" You know what he says to me as we're talking after you leave? He's like, "Are you still looking for your African king?" Let me just say this to you. I met him because I was trying to figure out in 2021. That means I've been on the hunt for a man for at least 5 years.
That makes it better?
No, it's
the
terrible.
way you've been throwing coochie?
No, please stop.
Do the actions and the ideas, do they align?
Terrible. No.
Are your heart and your coochie chakras aligned?
They're aligned.
Your root chakra and your heart chakra and your throat chakra seem like they're out of alignment.
Don't you chakra me. But I could not believe he asked me that. And I said I hadn't seen him.
Maybe he wanted to align your chakras.
No, he didn't want to align.
He's a yoga professional.
He is a yoga professional, but he doesn't want to align my chakras. He probably thinks I need a good chakra alignment, not from him, because he's just a cool guy.
Yeah.
But when he said that to me, when I tell you, I was like, oh my God, I've been out in these streets.
We know.
And no.
The streets know.
And I told him, stop, the streets don't know. But I did tell him I've kissed a lot of frogs. And he's like, oh, really? So, but I felt a number of ways. But before we go on, I want to talk about how I felt. But welcome to Kisses from Kenya. I am Vuyanzi. Oh, wait, let's do it again. Welcome to Kisses from Kenya. Mwah. I am Vuyanzi.
And I'm Brendan.
I felt a little bit ashamed. I felt a little embarrassed.
This girl knows no shame.
I felt a little like out of alignment. And now I saw you in my head going, oh gosh, you're saying this you're saying you're off the market for the 80th time. Guess what? This bitch is off the market. There's no roster. I will tell you, somebody sent me a message.
The coochie is closed?
The coochie is closed. The heart is open for someone who's in alignment. Oh, because here's the thing. I decided I have words for this.
Uh-huh.
I want someone who can hold space for me.
Girl, what Brene Brown podcast were you listening to?
No, I'm serious. Someone who emotionally can hold space. If you can't hold space and you just want to get into my pants or up my skirt, because most days I wear a skirt, but if you just want to do that, then I don't have time for you. No, you are done. So that's
but why can't
I know you're a big fan of me.
I walk in a philosophy of abundance. And I feel like I want you to be a both and kind of person.
Oh,
Where,
I'm not.
but it's like I told you, it's like Harry Potter, like it's like the Sorting Hat. So like when you meet them, and it's like, okay, like heart coochie, and you put them in that pile, and it's
I
like,
don't want coochie pile anymore. The coochie has piled up.
do you want it to get cobwebs? You'll be like that scene in Scary Movie where she opened her underwear and that big old bush guy, he was using the trimmer, and then the bat flew out.
No, I won't get cobwebs, but I'm gonna tell you, I have to be in alignment. I know you were making fun, but this is truth. If I want to be
No, I was being serious. I have a Sorting Hat that I use.
Yeah, but I'm being serious.
The
about
problem is most men
alignment.
go in the coochie pile.
Right. I need to be in alignment so the universe can know what exactly I want. I'm done. Anyway, that's all I want to say. I wanted to start this off on a
Y'all
lighter
mark
note.
these words. Episode 26. Published in the last week of July 2026. If we still talk about this in Q4, please come for her in the comments.
No, don't come for me in the comments. I'm very sensitive. But I'm just saying, the only thing we're going to be talking about is, are you still holding on? And I'm like, yeah, I'm still holding on. And I'm letting go all at the same time.
Okay.
All right. So I do want to bring this to a bit more of a somber thing.
That's like a hard pivot.
I know it is. Did someone say hard? And I won't get rid of the jokes though. The jokes will always be there.
Her jokes are gonna wither and sour like her coochie.
No, my God. I was about to say, unlike my cooch, unlike my vagina.
Not getting used. Not staying pliable. The skin is going to become
because
thin.
I do Kegels. I can be doing my Kegels.
The skin is going to become thin.
No, it's not going to be thin skin in my vagina.
When it doesn't experience friction over time, it thins out.
That is such a.
It's going to tear.
You know, my vagina is not going to tear. 3 big people came out of it. Oh my God!
We try to get some more big people up in it.
Okay.
That's what I'm manifesting for you.
No, I want you to manifest like my king.
A man with a big heart.
My African
and a
king.
big
with his
intellect.
With his well, I mean, I have the rose, but that's a different conversation. I have a toy.
We can talk about that.
I gotta make sure I charge it up actually when I get home. However,
we should have an episode where we talk about that.
Yeah.
I have strong feelings about sex toys.
Really? Okay, let's pause there because I'm trying my best to pivot into the next thing.
We can talk about it at the start of the next episode.
Okay. Ooh, we can.
Okay.
So the thing is about what we're going to talk about is something that at this time, who knows by the time this airs what developments will be. However,
should we put a trigger warning?
Yeah. So I want to say trigger warning. We should have a trigger. Well, there's a warning.
This whole show is a big trigger warning, but this is about a different type of trigger warning.
This is. So I wanted to say if, and especially African Americans like I am, in fact, we're going to talk about it. However, I've stopped watching things about it on Instagram because it is triggered. So trigger warning here. The next topic is sensitive. So a couple of things have happened to Black boys.
Some specific triggers, though. Have you done a trigger warning before?
No.
You're supposed to say like we're about to talk about.
Okay, so this is a trigger warning. If you might be triggered by anything around violence or red rum spelled in the opposite way, or
especially as has to do with race,
especially as it having to do with race. I myself, I'm talking about this. However, honestly, I've even had to do some regulation. So this is making sure it's recording. That's our disclaimer before we go into the next conversation. Yeah. There have been some things in the news since we last met. One of them was Karmelo Anthony, who was convicted of a crime.
Yeah.
And I'll just put it like that. And what it brought out was the adultification of sentences for Black boys.
Mm-hmm.
Because his sentence right now, I'm forgetting, it's something like 30. It's something like 30 years. Whereas I mean, someone was unalived in that crime.
No, but I
However,
mean, it's like if you put it directly next to like Kyle Rittenhouse, like the one who had the, and he got off. Or it's like even when they do get convicted, it's usually for a shorter period of time.
yeah, yeah, and this was, I think he had said, self defense.
Yeah,
Was it? And actually, you said Carl Rittenhouse, and it reminded me of the guy in Florida who was that Trayvon Martin.
yeah.
No, that was Trayvon Martin.
You're
Stand your
talking,
ground.
yeah, you're talking about who was the guy? Well, Stand Your Ground came up. There was actually that woman. There was a black woman who was killed in Florida, and that was the one that had to do with their law.
Mm.
And then there's George.
George, yeah, that guy. But again, he unalived someone, and he got off.
The one who killed Trayvon, or who
Unalived. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's okay.
Oh.
We're getting used to it. That's fine. So that was that, and so that is disturbing. It's because it's not the first time we're seeing this, right? However, in 2026, there's a part of me that wants to believe
that we wouldn't still be in exactly the same spot.
Conversations that we've had for centuries,
and it's like
centuries.
I just feel like sometimes I literally like it feels like I mean, even like with the kind of joke I was making earlier about like the WMDs and like feeling like we're like trapped in, like it just feels like we're trapped in like a time loop. Like, and this is one of those Twilight Zone episodes, where it's like the same things keep happening, and it's like you feel the deja vu, but then it's like everyone else just like they want to re-argue and relitigate the same.
It's the same damn thing all the time. Because you can look up something and it's like the same thing. Also, this is a case now that just has happened over the past week. There's someone else, Nolan. What is his last name?
Is it Nolan Wells, I think?
It may be Nolan Wells.
The young man in Mississippi.
Yeah, that's the one who went away on vacation.
No, it wasn't even vacation. They just like went on the boat for the day.
Oh, it was just for a day.
Yeah. It was like a day party out on this little island.
All his friends, and I'm putting air quotes for those of you who are listening to the podcast, I'm putting air quotes around it. All his friends come back. He's missing, and no one knows, and everyone deletes or privatizes their social media, including the parents. But no one knows what happened, but that is their friend. And I will say someone dropped a video of them back on Memorial Day where it was somewhere else. They said it was that weekend, but it wasn't. It was.
Oh, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was. Since then. It was because then actually the date is somewhere there. I remember seeing it, but one of his so-called friends making gorilla noises or monkey noises.
Oh no, the video I saw was video from that day out on the island where they were all like, because it's like one of those little like barrier islands, you know, like that. Like it's not an inhabited island. It's just like a little sandbar that you know, people go and they park their boats and they like party.
Yeah.
And so there was a video that someone had taken. It's like a 360 video from one of the boats, and you see like a group of people on the beach, and you can hear them like arguing, and then they think that it was like those other like the white boys like arguing with him.
Oh, I didn't see that one because they already treated him like trash. And this is where, like, me as a parent, I'm going to say this, right? When I see the black boy in the pictures with all the white kids, and because that's whatever area of whatever school he went to. And my kids, for part of their schooling, were some of the onlys.
Yeah.
And in fact, there was one time, I swear to you, at the high school, all the black kids lived in my house because it was like my nephew, my twins, my stepson. Like
they knew your house.
Yeah, like
they had a file on your house.
So, however, how dangerous was it? Because I remember even one time, one of my sons, the one who called during this one, he was out with his white friends on. We used to call it gate night. Do you know gate night? The night before Halloween. What do you call it? Mischief night, when you mess up things.
I have a concept of what you're talking about. I don't remember.
Oh, you never? Okay, it was a big deal where we were. You go out, you throw eggs at, you go and be destructive the day before Halloween. And so he was with his friends. I did allow my kids out on that night. Yes, I'm one of those parents.
Whatever.
Although the police came, and guess what? All the friends, all the white friends, and what did the police do? They looked at my son. What are you doing here? What are you doing? And, you know, that's just a little thing there. Yeah. However, the danger And you, of course, am I saying all white people
But
are dangerous or
but
not? But
it
this
goes
is
back to the
crazy.
same thing, right? It's like, I mean, like parents have had to have the same conversation with their kids
Oh my God.
since time immemorial.
Yeah.
I mean, at least since like
Yes.
the end of slavery and the mixing of the races.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, I think about these things sometimes because it's like, I mean, I'm like 99% sure if, I mean, well, hopefully when I have a child, like, I don't think I'm going to have like a white child.
Yeah. I don't. If you
I
had a
would
white child, I would be so surprised.
I feel like I would, they would kick me out of all the friend groups. So I'd be like, race traitor!
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Again.
What?
But no, so I feel like most likely my kids would at least be like mixed race.
Yeah.
And it's well, and especially if they were biracial, it's like I feel like it's one of those things where I often think about like what I'm already kind of thinking about, like what are some of the things I'm going to have to talk to them about, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like even if you're mixed,
Yeah.
you ain't white.
That's the bottom line.
And it's
They're
like
not white.
you're gonna have to understand
Yeah.
like that you can kiki with all these people in all these places, but like when push comes to shove and the shit hits the fan,
You will be shoved and pushed.
And the shit will hit you.
Yeah.
You are the fan.
Basically. And all accounts will be deleted and you will be
And
erased.
actually, like I think like I mean I find their case really interesting, like because even like the way that the mom responded like has been very kind of like, they were like, oh, like thinking like and like, I mean, granted they're like in Mississippi, so it's like also like I feel like how much can she really in Trump's America in Mississippi come out swinging for the police department on the news. But it's like, yeah, like I look at like a lot of, like I have some white friends who have adopted like children of color, and then I have some friends that are in mixed race family, and like I even tell them some, like, because like I know like a lot of people my age who are like in that situation, either my black friends that had white parents, like adoptive parents, or mixed race friends, whose white parents didn't
say
have those conversations with them,
yes.
and they wound up like creating adults who are not properly equipped to navigate the reality of like their lived experience.
Yeah. And so two things come up when you say that, and then there's a couple of other things I want to talk about around this.
Sorry,
however,
I didn't mean to center whiteness in our discussion.
Well, but it's interesting. But I don't know that you did. I think we're talking about about mixed. The race is mixing,
miscegenation.
The dangers of the race mixing, so I forgot what I was even going to talk about. So, it reminds me of the place where I went to high school and I lived part of my life is Teaneck, New Jersey, and I want to say Teaneck, New Jersey. Its pride was that it was the first school district in the United States to voluntarily integrate schools. So I went to Teaneck High School. Now, one of the things that I've heard from people who lived in Teaneck, from both black and white, this is very important, that when they went away to college, they were like, oh my gosh, where's the diversity of races?
Yeah.
They were like white children who would say, no, I don't. Like, I just went to a school and there's all white people here.
Well, that's what happened to me when I went to Hobart William Smith coming from Schenectady High School. I was like, where are the black people at?
Yes. And
I was in the Caribbean Student Association and the Black Student Union. I was like,
BSU.
yes.
You're in the BSU with your kente cloth and you're like, Kofi hat.
I was like, can I sit with y'all? Like, because we had that, it was like, like one of those super white colleges that had the real segregated dining hall.
Yeah.
And I would be like, can I sit with y'all?
And they were like
all the kids from New York City.
They're like, okay. But it's serious business. Now, I do want to say some other things too, really quickly, because there's been also, we're seeing on this level some hangings.
Yeah.
That have been deemed,
self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted, right? However,
that's one of those where I'm like, y'all, like, it's like there sometimes it's like there are just things that like they're just true. Like it's like I don't need data, I don't need like a study.
Yeah.
And so I truly believe that when I see Black folks online saying that like if a Black person shows up at the end of a rope, that it is not self-inflicted.
Yeah.
I truly believe that to be true.
Yeah.
Like
I can't get my head to get out of it not being true, right?
Yeah.
Like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, I'm doing my damnedest. I'm doing acrobats in my head. Like, okay,
in addition to which, especially these days, like, who goes out that way? Most people don't. Well, let me not make light of self-inflicted things. And also, if you're someone who is considering that or needs help, there are a lot of resources that we can.
Yeah, and maybe we should make sure we put them. We'll have them here.
But like, no,
there was
nobody by choice is doing that to themselves.
And by the
especially
way,
like a Black person,
they're all in the South. I'm sorry.
Well, one that's the thing.
Exactly, and I just want to say no because I'm a Northerner.
Y'all ain't in Seattle. Y'all ain't in Hawaii.
Seriously, and I'm so sad I didn't write down the 16-year-old more recently who was found. I thought I copied and pasted her name. 16-year-old. She's originally from DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. There was a 21-year-old found in February, Kyle Basinga. That was in Georgia. And there was even another one in September of last year.
No, it's been happening fairly consistently and being at least covered. I mean, at least in like my part of Twitter.
Yeah, in your algorithm, yeah.
Consistently, over the last decade or more.
So I know we're gonna shift, but when I saw it and I was looking up these articles, the thought that came up for me was Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday, who I heard something a few years ago and I didn't know this, right? Because all I hear is that she died in the hospital, whatever it was. However, I didn't know that the United States government was angry with her for making the song called Strange Fruit.
She was on a list.
And I didn't know that when she was in the hospital, all they had to do, because she was an alcoholic, all they had to do was give her, because they do that in hospitals, they give you a little bit of alcohol to make sure you don't die from withdrawal. And they kept it from her to make sure that she would die. So I didn't know that. So I just, before we go into the next much lighter segment, I want to share the lyrics. Yeah. So the lyrics are from Strange Fruit, Billie Holiday. Southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood on the root. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth. Scent of magnolias sweet and fresh, then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crowns to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here is a strange and bitter crop. And so we begin to, I feel like we need to just breathe for a second and we just inhale and letting go as we exhale all that energy. We'll need to burn some sage too. Ooh. Yeah, straight up. So you'll have to do Lost in Translation. Actually, I might have a similar thing to you because I'm not going to do the thing that it currently says. I'm going to switch up. So
this is also an abrupt transition, but
it is. But what are we going to do? This is life too. This is like my Instagram feed.
It's the duality of life.
Yeah, this is like my Instagram feed. It'll be something serious, and then all of a sudden,
cat video.
So basically. Or we can end it there. We can do something we've never done and let people and leave this off. And we can always, these sections will always come up and we can let people kind of sit with this and get comments. Why don't we do that? I love to do just something. So let's do this today because this was heavy. Let's acknowledge that, right? This is heavy. I can feel the heaviness in my body. We still have another episode to record. However, we'd love to hear from you on this. So that goes to you may be watching this on YouTube, but remember, you can catch us on your favorite platform to get a podcast: Apple Podcast, Spotify, and whatever they are. And we'd love for you to please subscribe. Let us know your comments and click the like button.
Well, I think too, like I'd just be curious to hear from y'all. You know, like, because I think whenever this does come up, like, to me, the question is always like, where do we go from here? You know, like, what next?
This is where I kind of feel a little hopeless, by the way.
And, well, but I don't think it's about being hopeless. I just think it's like.
No, I'm just saying I feel that.
I know.
You said but.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I didn't mean to denigrate your feelings.
Okay, thank you. Where do we go from here?
I feel like with some of these things, it's like that's another one where I see us kind of like doing this loop. You know, it's like we all get upset, and then there's like a lot of like, and it's like we need accountability, and then like people fight.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of go back to our corners, and it makes me want, like, what I've been thinking about a lot lately with a lot of this, like this, some of the political stuff. I'm always like, what is something new? Like, what is something novel that we could try to make things different? You know, because it does feel like one of those where it's like, if we keep running off the same playbook,
nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
Well, and you talk about that as you're talking, literally right then, news headlines and names came up for me when you're talking about a loop. The first name that came up for me was Amadou Diallo, something like that.
Amadou Diallo.
Yeah. How many years ago was that? 30, 40 years ago. That came up for me. Then right after him, there was this young man, I think it was like the night before his wedding or the night after his wedding at a nightclub. He was shot multiple times. I was specifically thinking about police killings. Then there was another one where I don't even remember. This was more recent, maybe in the past.
There's
10 years.
so many. There's
Ahmaud Arbery. It was just like these flashed in
Michael
my
Brown,
mind.
Breonna Taylor.
And like these flashed in my mind when you talk about the loop. How many times can we have this conversation on this podcast or any, just out? So this is so how about that? Like when you guys are putting a comment in here, what is the nuance thing? What is the thing?
Like, what is something different that we could do?
I really am interested in what will come up from here.
I agree.
Okay. All right. You guys, this has been a very somber, but one that needed to be had, a conversation that needed to be had. Kisses from Kenya. Mwah.
See you next time.
Need to stretch and kind of